One of the fundamental actions in Google Sheets is creating a new spreadsheet. You can either start with a blank sheet or choose from a selection of pre-designed templates. To create a spreadsheet in Google Drive, click New, select Google Sheets, then select Blank Spreadsheet. A new blank workbook is opened, ready for you to begin entering data. By default, Google Sheets names newly created spreadsheets as Untitled. To name a spreadsheet, click in the Name field. Type a name, then press Enter. The file is renamed accordingly. You may be asking how to save a Google Sheet file. Google Sheets will automatically save your work while you have an internet connection. Let's add some data to our sheet to test this. I will close the file by clicking the X on the Sheet tab. Now let's reopen the file by clicking on it. Notice that the spreadsheet is saved and appears the same once it is reopened. Instead of creating a spreadsheet from scratch, you can also use pre-designed templates to create commonly used documents such as invoices, budgets, calendars, and schedules. To create a spreadsheet from a template, click the New button. Next, hover over the arrow to the right of Google Sheets on the menu, then select from a template. The template gallery displays. Recently used templates are shown at the top. Below, the templates are grouped into categories such as personal, work, project management, and education. Let's look at some of the templates. In the personal category, there are templates for to-do lists, monthly budgets, schedules, calendars, planners, and more. In the work category, there are templates for invoices, timesheets, reports, and dashboards. In the education category, there are templates for attendance, gradebooks, and assignments. Simply select a template that interests you. A template with its design elements and placeholder data appears, which you can customize to your liking. This concludes our lesson on how to create a spreadsheet in Google Sheets. You learned how to create a blank spreadsheet and how to create a spreadsheet from a template. In a previous lesson, we looked at how to create a spreadsheet. In this lesson, you will learn different ways to open a spreadsheet that has already been created and saved. One way is to open a spreadsheet from Google Drive. We are in My Drive, where we can navigate to a spreadsheet, then double-click it. The spreadsheet opens in its own tab. You can also go to the Google Apps icon at the top right of the screen, then select the Google Sheets app to launch it. Below, you will see a list of your spreadsheets. Just double-click the spreadsheet you want to open. Inside a spreadsheet, you can also open other spreadsheets by clicking File Open. A dialog box opens. Here, there are multiple options to open a file. One option is to search for a file in the search field. Below the search field, there are multiple tabs that can be used to browse files. The Recent tab displays recently opened spreadsheets. The My Drive tab enables you to browse folders and spreadsheets in your primary folder. Another option is the Starred tab, which displays spreadsheets that have been starred to enable users to quickly access frequently used files. I will go back to the Recent tab. Let's open the Fortune 1000 spreadsheet by double-clicking it. The file opens in its own tab. In this lesson, you learned how to open spreadsheets. We looked at multiple ways to search, browse, and open spreadsheets from within Google Drive and Google Sheets. While using Sheets, you may need to copy a file for some reason. To copy a spreadsheet, click File. Then select Make a Copy. The Copy Document dialog box displays. Type a name for the copied spreadsheet. You can optionally specify the folder where you want to save the copied spreadsheet. I will leave it in the main My Drive folder. Finally, click Make a Copy. Google Sheets creates and displays the copied spreadsheet. To move a spreadsheet, click File. Next, select Move. Now navigate to the desired folder. Finally, click Move. A message displays stating the file has been moved to the new folder. Let's go to the Travel folder to confirm the file has been moved there. As you can see, the Travel file was successfully moved to the Travel folder. Moving files is pretty simple. There is also another way to move a file. Let's open the Travel file again. Next, click the Move icon, which is to the right of the star icon. The Move Travel dialog box opens. The current location is the Travel folder, which we confirmed just a few moments ago. Let's move the file back to the My Drive folder by selecting it and clicking Move. If we check the My Drive folder, we can see that the Travel spreadsheet has successfully been moved back. You may need to delete a spreadsheet at some point. To delete a spreadsheet, click File. Next, select Move to Trash. The spreadsheet is deleted and moved to the Trash folder in Google Drive. After deleting a spreadsheet file, you can restore it if you deleted it by mistake or if you just changed your mind about deleting it. I will go back to my drive in Google Drive. Next, let's click the Trash folder. Select the file you want to restore. I will select the Travel file that we previously deleted. Finally, click the More Actions vertical ellipses at the far right of the screen, then select Restore. The spreadsheet is restored. If we go back to My Drive, we can see the Travel file has been restored. As you add more spreadsheets in Google Sheets, you may want to think about organizing your files and folders. The star feature is great for this. It enables you to star important files and folders to quickly access them. To star a spreadsheet, click the star icon to the right of the spreadsheet name. The star is now blue, indicating the spreadsheet has been starred. To view starred files, click Starred on the left side navigation panel of the Google Drive screen. The Starred section enables you to quickly access important files in one place. To remove a star, click the star again. The star will no longer have the filled color, and the spreadsheet will be removed from the starred section. In Google Sheets, a cell is a rectangular space where a row and column intersect. Cells are the fundamental units of a spreadsheet and can hold various types of data, including numbers, formulas, and other values. Knowing how to select cells is essential in Google Sheets. Let's select the cell that contains the company Apple. Cells are identified by a cell name or reference, which is a combination of the column letter and the row number. For example, we have selected cell A5, which is the cell at the intersection of column A and row 5. The selected cell will have a border around it. Also, the column letter and row number will be shaded. The cell reference can also be seen in the name box at the upper left corner. To select multiple cells, hold the Shift key down, then use the arrow keys to select additional cells. While holding down the Shift key, I will press the down arrow key 3 times, then the right arrow key 1 time to select these 8 cells. To select an entire row, click on the row header. This will highlight all the cells in that row. Additionally, the row header will be shaded darker to show that the entire row is selected. Selecting columns isn't very different to selecting rows. To select a column, click the column header. All the cells in that column are selected. Also, the column's header is shaded darker to indicate that the entire column is selected. To select multiple columns, hold the Shift key, then press the left or right arrow keys to select additional columns. I will click in a cell in the spreadsheet to deselect the 4 columns. To select all the cells in the spreadsheet, click the Select All box in the upper left corner. Please note that you can also use the keyboard shortcut Ctrl+A to select all the cells. In this lesson, you learned about selecting cells in Google Sheets, including how to select multiple cells, rows, and columns. When building a spreadsheet, you will add text, numbers, and formulas into cells. In this lesson, we will look at how to enter and edit cell data in Google Sheets. To enter cell data, select the cell you want to enter data into. The selected cell will have a border around it, since it is now the active cell. I will enter the data into the cell, then press Enter. In the previous example, we entered data into a blank cell. You can also edit data in a cell that is populated. To edit cell data, double-click the cell you want to edit. Next, type the new data, then press Enter. To delete cell contents, select the cell or cells you want to clear. Next, press the Delete key. The contents are deleted from the cell. In this lesson, you learned how to enter, edit, and delete cell data. To duplicate or relocate data within Google Sheets, you can utilize the copy or cut commands. Copying enables you to swiftly replicate its contents into a different cell. To copy cell data, select the cell or cells you want to copy. Click Edit on the menu. Select Copy. Next, select the cell where you want to paste the data. Click Edit. Finally, select Paste. The contents of the original cell are replicated in the newly selected cell. When using Copy, the data in the original cell remains. Let's look at a second method to copy a cell. Right-click the cell you want to copy, then click Copy. I forgot to mention it before, but I want to point out the marching ants or animated dashed lines around the cell after clicking Copy. It signifies that the cell is currently selected and ready to be pasted elsewhere. Finally, right-click the cell where you want to copy the data to, then click Paste. There's also a shortcut key to copy and paste. Press Ctrl+C to copy a cell. Then use Ctrl+V to paste the data in the new cell. Now let's look at the cut command. Cut is like copy, but with cut, the selected data is removed from the original location. To cut a cell, select the cell or cells you want to cut. Next, click Edit on the menu. Select Cut. Now click the new cell where you want to paste the data. Next, click Edit on the menu. Finally, select Paste. The data is pasted into the new cell while being removed from the original cell. This is how cut differs from copy. Let's look at a second method to cut a cell. Right-click the cell you want to cut, then click Cut. Next, right-click the cell where you want to paste the data, then click Paste. The shortcut key to cut a cell is Ctrl+X. Then press Ctrl+V to paste the data into the new cell. In this lesson, you learned how to use the copy and cut commands to move cell data in Google Sheets. Since there are many commands, sometimes you may be unsure where a command is in Google Sheets. Fortunately, you can use Help to search the menus for commands. I have a Places to Visit spreadsheet and have highlighted the top row. To search for a command, click Help. Next, select Search the menus. Type bold in the search field. Commands pertaining to your search will be displayed. You can apply a command directly from here. Click the bold command. The text in the top row is now bold, just like if you used the bold command on the formatting toolbar. If you need help with how to do something in Google Sheets, you can search Help topics for questions you may have. Help has articles, tips, and instructions on how to use Sheets features. To search for Help topics, click Help. Next, select Sheets Help. I want help creating a chart, so I will type Chart in the Search Help field. Then press Enter. A list of help topics are displayed. Finally, select the desired help topic. In this lesson, you will learn how to insert rows in Google Sheets. Inserting rows is a simple process. Select the row where you want to insert the new row. Next, click Insert on the menu. Finally, select Rows option row above or row below. I will select row above. The new row is inserted above. Let's look at a second method to insert a row. Once again, select the row header to select the entire row. Next, right-click the shaded area of the row. Here, you can select Insert one row above or Insert one row below. I will select one row below. The new row is inserted below. Now let's look at how to insert multiple rows at once. Before we do that, I will return the spreadsheet to its original state. Let's say we wanted to insert 3 rows above the Times Square row. First, click the row header to select the row you want to insert rows above. Next, while holding the Shift key down, press the down arrow key 2 times to select a total of 3 rows. Now click Insert on the menu. Next, hover over the arrow to the right of rows. You will have the option to insert 3 rows above or 3 rows below. If you select 3 rows above, it will insert the rows above the top row you have selected. If you select 3 rows below, it will insert the rows below the bottom row you have selected. I will select 3 rows above since I want the new rows to be inserted above Times Square, which is the top row of my selection. As you can see, 3 rows have been inserted above. In this lesson, you learned multiple ways to insert a row in Google Sheets, including how to insert multiple rows at once. In this lesson, you will learn how to insert a column in Google Sheets. To insert a column, select the column where you want to insert the new column next to. To do this, click the column header. Next, click Insert on the menu. Now, hover the mouse pointer over the arrow to the right of columns. You will have the option to insert one column left or insert one column right. I will select Insert one column left. The new column is inserted. Let's look at a second way to insert a column. Once again, click the column header to select the entire column. Next, right-click the shaded area of the column. Here, you can select Insert one column left or Insert one column right. I will select Insert one column right. The new column is inserted to the right. Now let's look at how to insert multiple columns at once. Before we do that, I will return the spreadsheet to its original state. Let's say we wanted to insert 2 columns to the left of the city column. First, click the column header to select the column you want to insert columns next to. Next, while holding the Shift key down, press the right arrow key 1 time to select a total of 2 columns. Now click Insert on the menu. Next, hover over the arrow to the right of columns. You will have the option to insert 2 columns left or insert 2 columns right. If you select Insert 2 columns left, the columns will be inserted before the leftmost column selected. If you select Insert 2 columns right, the columns will be inserted after the rightmost column selected. I will select Insert 2 columns left since I want the new columns to be inserted before the city column, which is the leftmost column in my selection. As you can see, 2 columns have been inserted to the left of the city column. In this lesson, you learned multiple ways to insert a column in Google Sheets, including how to insert multiple columns at once. In this short lesson, you will learn how to use a drag and drop method to move a cell or cells to a different part of a Google Sheet. First, select the cell you want to move. Next, move the mouse pointer over the border of the selected cell until it appears as a hand. Finally, click and drag the cell to the new location in the spreadsheet. You can also move multiple cells at once by selecting a cell range. First, let me reverse my last action by clicking Undo. Next, I will select the range of cells I want to move. Now, I will move the mouse pointer over the border of the selected range until a hand appears. Finally, let's click and drag the cells to the new location in the spreadsheet. In this lesson, you learned how to use the drag and drop method to move cells. In this lesson, you will learn how to delete cells in Google Sheets. Our Google Sheet, which contains a list of Fortune 1000 companies, has some issues that need to be cleaned up. We will need to delete values and unwanted rows and columns. Row 5 has improper values in column A and column D. To delete these values, select the cell or cell range you want to delete. Next, press the Delete key to delete the values. You can also delete cells by using the menu. First, I will click Undo to restore the deleted values. Next, click Edit on the menu. Finally, select Delete Values. Yet another option to delete cells is by right-clicking the cell or selected cell range. I will undo once again to restore the deleted values. Next, right-click the selected cells to display the contextual commands. Finally, select Delete Cells and Shift Up. The values in cells are deleted and the cells below are shifted up. Next, we have a blank row and 2 columns that need to be deleted. To delete a row, select the row header of the row you want to delete. Next, click Edit on the menu. Finally, select Delete Row 5. Now that the row is deleted, we just need to delete the 2 empty columns. To do this, click the column B header to select column B. Next, hold the Shift key down, then press the right arrow key once to select column C also. Now click Edit on the menu. Finally, hover the mouse on the arrow to the right of Delete, then select Delete columns B and C. The columns are deleted and the spreadsheet is looking much better. In this lesson, you learned how to delete values, cells, rows, and columns. In Google Sheets, you can hide rows and columns in a worksheet. This doesn't delete the row or column. They are just temporarily hidden until you choose to unhide it. This can help you concentrate on specific information without distractions. To hide a row, right-click the row header to display the contextual commands. Next, select Hide Row. The row is hidden. There is now a button with 2 arrows on the row headers between row 3 and 5. This signifies that there is a hidden row between them. Although the row is hidden, the values can still be referenced in formulas. To unhide the row, click the arrows button between the row headers. As you can see, row 4 is displayed again. Hiding a column is very similar. To hide a column, right-click the column header. Next, click Hide Column. To unhide column B, click the arrows button at the border of column A and C. Now let's look at how to hide multiple rows at once. To hide multiple rows, first click the row header of a row you want to hide. Next, hold the Shift key down, then use the up or down arrows to select additional rows. Finally, right-click in the shaded area, then select Hide Rows 4 through 6. Rows 4 through 6 are now hidden. Hiding multiple columns uses the same process, so I won't repeat it. In this lesson, you learned how to hide rows and columns, including how to unhide them. Google Sheets offers a convenient spell check feature to avoid embarrassing spelling mistakes. It scans your document, highlights errors, and provides suggestions for corrections. I have a small travel spreadsheet containing some famous travel places in the world. I have purposefully added a few spelling mistakes to help illustrate how the spelling check feature works. To check spelling, click Tools on the menu. Next, hover over Spelling. Finally, select Spell Check. The Spell Check dialog box displays. It displays the misspelled words it has found, then gives you the opportunity one by one to decide if you want to change the spelling or ignore. Eiffel Tower has been identified as misspelled. A suggestion has been given to correct it. Click Change to accept the correction. The correction has been made. The next misspelling is presented in the dialog box. Let's continue through the spell check. The suggested changes are made and the spelling check is completed. Our spreadsheet is now free of spelling errors. Occasionally, you may need to locate a specific word, number, or value within your spreadsheet, but might not know its exact position. Fortunately, you can utilize the Find feature to search through your spreadsheet and quickly pinpoint what you're looking for. To find a text or value, click Edit on the menu. Next, select Find and Replace. The Find and Replace dialog box displays. Type a search phrase in the Find field. Next, click Find. The initial occurrence of the search phrase is selected. Click Find once again to select the next occurrence and proceed through the spreadsheet. Click Done once you have completed. In this lesson, you learned how to use the Find feature to find a specific value in your Google Sheet. The Find and Replace feature in Google Sheets is a handy tool that helps you locate specific data and, if needed, replace it with something else. While randomly reviewing the Fortune 1000 spreadsheet, I noticed that Cardinal Health is misspelled. I can manually fix this, which is easy to do. I want to check if the word health is misspelled elsewhere in the spreadsheet, then fix those also, but I want to do it in a less manual way. We can use the Find and Replace feature to accomplish this. To do this, click Edit on the menu. Next, select Find and Replace. The Find and Replace dialog box displays. Next, type a search phrase in the Find field. I will type the misspelled version of health I want to find. Now, type the text you want to replace it with in the Replace With field. I will type the correct spelling of health. There are other search settings that can be customized, including which sheets to search in the spreadsheet. There are also options to match the case, or to match the entire contents of the cell. I will leave the default settings in this simple example. Next, click Find. The first instance of the value in the Find field has been located. Just simply click Replace. The found value is replaced, then the next instance of a found value is selected. You can keep clicking Replace or click Replace All if you want to replace all the remaining values at once. There are no more matching entries, so I will click Done. In this lesson, you learned how to use the Find and Replace feature to replace text in your spreadsheet.